All right, all right, all right. Let's go. Let's go. What are we talking? Today is Freedom Friday, guys. Today is Freedom Friday. Today is Freedom Friday. We're talking about the distraction loop. We're talking about removing things that don't serve us. We're talking about notifications, multitasking. Hi, Erica Essie. Thank you for joining. Let me see. Let me say hi to you. Hey, Pooh. Thank you for joining. Okay. Today we're talking about energy leaks and fixes. Energy leaks and fixes. So what's going to kill our focus? What's a distraction? What is the energy leak? And when I call it an energy leak, I'm saying leak because it is removing energy from you. You're feeling drained. Thank you so much for joining. Oh, who is this? Somebody want to co-host? No. All right. So with that being said, today is Freedom Friday, guys. We have to remove some things from us. So one of the things that I consistently talk about is energy, but energy leaks is what steals all of your energy from you, and we're removing it. Since today is Freedom Friday, I call it Freedom Friday in my mind. Hi, Ashley. Thank you for joining. Good morning. Happy Friday. Happy Freedom Friday. Ashley, today we're talking about removing things from our life, removing energy leaks, removing distractions, removing anything that stops us from reclaiming our power. So that's what we're talking about today. So with that being said, when we talk about energy leaks and we talk about the things that Freedom Friday, yes, I love it too. When we talk about energy leaks, we're talking about things that remove us from success. It's taking our energy away, whether it's distractions, we're not being discernment. We're going to cover 5 energy drains today. And as we cover those energy drains, we're also going to talk about how to fix it and how to focus. So that's our focus today. Yes. So thank you so much. Please continue to tap the screen. As you tap, you'll see the red dot or line move over. As it moves over, it invites people in. If you feel this information is worthy of others knowing about it, please, please, please continue to tap your screen. Okay. So let's get into our energy leaks or big energy drainers. Quite often we will say, oh my gosh, I'm exhausted. I'm tired. But most of the time we're exhausted or tired, not because we've done something crazy. Hi, Summer. Thank you for joining. Right? Not because we've done something maybe absorbent or we've gone out of our way. It's because we literally are taking time away from things that we should be doing. We are not aligned with what we should be doing. So let's talk about that. And quite often we feel like when we multitask, if we are multitasking, that's a good thing. But our brain wasn't necessarily set up for that, right? Multitasking, I don't know if you know this, that's why we talk about, quite often we talk about batching. And when I say batching, it's task batching. Why do we need to task batch? Because quite often we lose 40% of productivity when we go from here to here to here to here. We need time to focus. So one of the pieces that drains us is going from here to here to here to here, constantly switching and doing things that are not in alignment with what we're supposed to be focused on at that particular moment. So with that being said, we need to some extent focus hours or focus time. So what I like to do personally is if I know I have a few things to do, I will batch that. Why is batching so important? Because if I am batching, hi, thank you for joining. Melodic Angel, thank you for joining. The Friendly CI, Camille, thank you all for joining. It's Freedom Friday. We're talking about removing energy drainers, removing distractions, remaining focused, right? And we're talking about this because quite often we need to detox. Yes, we're not great multitaskers. You are absolutely right, Ashley. Thank you for that. And I'm going to pin that. Guys, and please put your comments down there. I'm going to pin them. I will answer them as I go along. But we are not great multitaskers. That is absolutely correct. But here's the piece, Ashley, and thank you for saying that. We're not great multitaskers because that's not how we were created. We were created to actually focus. Let's focus on something. And as we focus on it, the goal is to have a process or a systematic process of doing it. And so as we focus, we actually hit goal. Now, quite often we focus only on the goal, which means sometimes we whiz through the process. But what I'm helping you to appreciate here is that our energy and our focus, if we do it systematically, if we have a process, we can progress. And so with that being said, your brain is not designed for constant switching. And I will look at the computer. I also look at my notes. Your brain is not designed for constant switching. So how do we get over this? Number one, what we can do is have focus hours. Let's focus on something specific and let's do it during the specific time frame. Now, if that is too much, let me see. Heather says, tell that to my age. Okay, Heather. Wait a minute, Heather. I know, because I'm going to tell you, because I used to be caught up too. So let me tell you what I have to do. What I have to do, and this is just for me, this works for me. It may not or may work for you guys, right? And guys, thank you so much for joining. Heather, put it like this. If I know that I am used to, keep in mind now, our brains are not trained to do this. With social media, with TV, with our phones, with our computers, consider all the things that we have going on that keep us distracted. But this is what you can do. This is what's helped me on a number of occasions. If I know I need to focus on something, I'm not going to give myself a complete hour to focus on one thing. I know my brain is not trained for that. Right? But my brain is trained for a minimum of 30 minutes. So if my brain is trained for a minimum of 30 minutes, it allows me, okay, Heather, you got it. It allows me to focus on that one task for 30 minutes. And then Denise needs a break. The coach needs a break. Let me break. And then once I break, then I can come back and look at what my next focus will be. And to be honest with you, if you can do that for 30 minutes, sometimes we give ourselves a little reward. For me, the biggest one for me is actually in the morning time, not touching my phone for 30 minutes. So when I wake up, I am adamant about that. And so now I'm trained for that. Does that make sense, Heather? I'm trained for that. So every single morning, my phone is not touched for a minimum of 30 minutes. And then from there, it's a workout. From the workout, now during my workout, I do have music and things on, right? So during the workout, I have music on. After my workout, I begin to read. I have reading in the morning. And then from there, I go back to my music because I need to shower, get dressed on, and so forth. Does that make sense? Can someone put a 1 in the comments? Is that getting through to anybody? Does that make sense? Remember now, we don't want to just talk about a problem. We want to also discuss what the resolution is, the solution. Okay, Summer, thank you for joining. Ashley, you got it too. Thank you. Erica Essie, you have it too. Thank you. So with that being said, and thank you saying, okay, thank you so much. Wait a minute now. I can't say that. Fulcrum Mindset Company. Okay, Fulcrum, thank you so much. So with that being said, guys, and please continue to tap your screen, get more people in. If you deem this information worthy of them knowing and understanding this as well, please get them in here. Let's talk about it. So for number one, the distraction loop, what are we going to do? We are going to set focus hours. If your brain, and keep in mind, most brains are not, if your brain is not set for hour, 2 hour, 3 hours, perfectly fine. Batch it. 30 minutes here, you take a 10-minute break. 30 minutes here, you take a 5-minute break. 20 minutes here, you take a 10-minute break. You understand where I'm going with this? Okay, we got it. So with that being said, what is your biggest distraction? Put in the comments what your biggest distraction is. I'm curious, guys. What's your biggest distraction? Because I call the social media, the internet, a huge distraction loop at times. Not all the time, but at times. Let me see. Time is your biggest distraction. What do you mean by that, Erica Essie? She says her biggest distraction is time. Ashley, you say your phone. Oh, well, Ashley, wait a minute. Don't turn me off, Ashley. I'm here. But I understand, Ashley. Time can get away from you when you are on your phone. Anyone else? What other distractions do you guys have? Okay, thank you, Ashley. I stay focused so much on time and what I'm doing with time. A lot for the day, it distracts me. Oh, okay. So you're constantly looking at how much time you have left, what time you need to be here, what time you need to be there. You know what? An easy fix? I don't know. But do you have an easy fix of setting just maybe a timer on your phone or some sort of alarm where you know I need to switch? Okay, Heather, you worry. Heather, what are we worried about? And by the way, guys, Heather, you've been at this job for at least 2 weeks. Let me turn up my volume. You've been at this job for at least 2 weeks, Heather. How's it going? Okay, you working on it. Okay, something to work on. Erica Essie. Okay, good. Well, let's go into distraction number 2. Are we ready? Are we ready? Am I seeing taps? Are we ready, guys? Come on, let other people in. They need to know this. Distraction number 2. Draining people in toxic environments. Draining people in toxic environments. Okay, we've all got a friend somewhere, a peer, work somewhere that drains us. Now, my thought process in draining in toxic environments, Ashley said that's a good one. Okay, my thought process in draining in toxic environments is this. First and foremost, everyone does not deserve your energy, time, efforts, and focus. I'll say it again for the people in the back. Everyone does not deserve your energy, time, efforts, and focus. So they don't deserve access to your energy. Yeah, I'm saying it again for the people in the back. They do not deserve access to your energy. Erica Essie, I'm going to pin that because you know I love the people in the back, right? Some people are charging stations while others are energy drainers. Some people will charge you. You talk to them, they're positive. They're like, you could do it. Let's go. And others will drain you. Why? Because they have challenge after challenge after challenge after challenge. Not, to be clear, we all have challenges. I just want you to keep this in mind. Because we don't want to be the one that's the energy drainer, right? We don't want to call people and lay it all out on them. That once in a while, okay. We don't want to be the energy drainer. We want to be the charger. However, I want you to be careful of 2 things. Be careful that you're always charging, because then how do you re-up? Did you hear me? I took it back to Baltimore. Be careful you're always charging, but you have to always re-up. It is exhausting. And the reason it's exhausting is because who is on the sidelines charging you? Who charges you up? Right? So with that being said, audit your circle. Audit your circle of energy drainers. Audit your circle, your environment. Why is that so important? Because you have to set energetic boundaries. Yeah. And to be clear, I just want you to understand this. As you're setting energetic boundaries, you'll be able to tell or discern, what you should remove and what should stay there. I'm the charger even when I need charging. Okay, so Ashley, sometimes you have to, let's see, maybe you being here today is what's going to help you get charged. How about that? Because we're talking about things that's going to help you. Okay? And so, Ashley, thank you for that, because if you're always charging and you have to charge yourself along with charging other people, it becomes exhausted. You're absolutely correct. So with that in mind, remove the people that will not charge you. Oh, wait, maybe I'm not draining. I'm draining. Right. So maybe Heather, Ashley, the 2 of you, maybe you're constantly charging. And if you're constantly charging, but no one's charging you, except for this live this morning, thank you very much for being here. But if no one is actually charging you, then you remain exhausted. They've just sucked your energy out. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel guilty. Here's the thing. If you feel guilty about it, it keeps you in that loop. Remember I talked about the feedback loop? And your mind begins to think, because you feel guilty, you need to go back and allow that person to exhaust you or to drain you. Don't do that. Let's not feel guilty. Let's not feel guilty. And thank you guys for joining. Anyone who's joined, I appreciate the support. Please tap your screen, get other people in here. We're talking about ways to remove energy drainers, toxic environments, things that are distractive. We're talking about ways to remove it, but also the resolution, what we need to put in place of it. Okay, so Heather, Ashley, Erica, Essie, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for tapping your screen as well. And everyone else who's here, I know some people are on their way to work, they can't tap the screen, but those that are tapping, thank you so much. So with that being said, we've got draining people, but then we also have toxic environments. I'm just going to say this, and I'm not going to harbor on it too much. Get the clutter out the house. If you got bags of clothes, if you got magazines from years ago, if you got notebook paper, mail, if you didn't pay that bill back in June of 2024, it's highly unlikely you're going to pay it now, right? They'll send you another one. Believe me, they want their money. Get rid of the mail. Get rid of the mail. Get rid of the old things, the stuff you don't need. If you're holding on to it and your house is busting loose with tons of stuff that you're holding on to that you don't really need, get rid of it. Declutter. Declutter. And I'm sorry, guys, my nose is running, but declutter. Get rid of it. Here's why. You have no idea how that environment is impacting your energy. I promise you, if you walk into your bedroom and the bedroom's dirty, and I'm just talking about normal stuff, clothes, little here and there, your bed not made, that thing, it really does drain your energy. It causes you not to want to do anything. It causes you to want to put things to the side. Remove it, clean it up, get rid of it. If the jeans you had last year, 3 years ago, 5 years ago don't fit, get some jeans that fit. Get rid of it. Is it even your style anymore? Get rid of the clothes. Get rid of the mail. Get rid of the books. You done had that book for 10 years, haven't read it yet. You skimmed through it. You may have perused it, but you have not done that. Let's get rid of it. Right? So why is that so important? Because how can you plan for the next level in your life? And again, this is part of the 5P transformation. How can you plan for the next level in your life, but the plan that you're currently on, you haven't gone through or resolved successfully? Let's plan on getting rid of what no longer serves us and keep in what does serve us. Plan on getting rid of it. Plan on getting rid of it. Plan who and what is your energy drainers. Get rid of anything that doesn't have a place or purpose. Absolutely. If it doesn't have a place, if your closet is busting, if the mail is sitting on the counter for 3, 6, 9 months, you haven't paid it, you haven't looked at it, get rid of it. That environment will keep you in the loop. What is the loop? And then you get sad about it. And if you're sad about it or you're guilty about it, it causes your high level energy to come right on back down, because you're thinking about how much you have to do in order to clean the place. Take baby steps. Get rid of one thing at a time. Everything has to have a place. Okay? So clean your physical space. You clean your mental. You have more mental clarity. If you clean your physical space, you have more mental clarity. Okay? All right. So now everybody with me. So we covered 2 so far. The first one was the distraction loop with social media, multitasking. Let me see, who's this? Hey, Ro, how are you? How you doing? Thank you for joining, Ro. All right. So we talked about energy drainers. The number 1 was multitasking. We're not designed to multitask. Let's focus. Let's put our efforts into something specific and then take a break. Train your brain. If you can only do it for 15 minutes, do it for 15 minutes for a week. Then you edge it up for 5 more minutes. Happy Freedom Friday, my friend. Yes, Freedom Friday. We're talking about energy drainers and distractions and what we can do to resolve that. Number 2 was draining people in toxic environments. If people are draining you, remove them from your life. Toxic environments, clean it up. If it doesn't have a place or purpose, let's let it go. Number 3, mental clutter, overthinking, decision fatigue. Now let me tell you, I wrote some things on that. Overthinking, decision fatigue. I'm glad you're doing good, Ro. Thank you so much. Hi, C. Marie. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Yes, very good conversation, right? Decision fatigue, information overload. Your brain, and I've talked about this before. I've talked about this. Let me see. I have a hard time making decisions. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to talk about decision fatigue. I'm going to pin that right there. I'll come back to it, Ashley. Decision fatigue. It causes mental exhaustion. What is decision fatigue? You got a ton of decisions to make. And because you have so many decisions to make, it causes mental fatigue. Keep in mind, our subconscious is always talking to our conscious. It's always asking us questions. I'm a chronic overthinker. And okay, thank you for that, Ro. Right? So if we are always having a hard time making decisions, I want you to do a few things. Number one, this is a good one. What is going to help you? Does this help you 3, 6, 9, 12 months down the line? Is this something that is just for convenience? Meaning, does this impact me in such a way where if I don't do it, it's okay. It's just convenience. I don't have to have it. Those things you can eliminate. If I don't have to have it, then why am I making a decision on it? I can eliminate it. Right? Stay with me here. See where I'm going, right? So that's one. If I don't have to have it, I don't need to make a decision on it. For what? It's exhausting me. You got it? Okay. Then two, can I delegate this? If I don't have to do it and I can delegate it, then why do I need to make a decision on it? Let me delegate it and allow someone else to make that decision. Okay, are we getting me? And then last but not least, will this decision positively impact me 3, 6, 9 months down the line? If it's going to positively impact you and it has a purpose based on that, then let's make a decision on it. But if I could delegate it and it's just one of convenience, I can move that to the side. I don't even need to make a decision. Does that make sense? Is anybody hearing me? How does that help somewhat? Because if that helps, that's great, right? Pick a priority. Thank you for that. Pick a priority, make a decision, stick with it, and move on. I'll give you an example. If I know today, like today, Freedom Friday, I specifically knew that I was going to wear some color. So what did I do last night? All right, I got a pink top, I got a head wrap, I'm done. That's it. That's it. Right? If I know that I need to get up, get to work, get the children dressed, have everybody out the house by 8. Listen, the day before, I've already planned this out. And that's one of the P's in a 5P transformation, planning things out. If it does not serve us, if it does not have a purpose, we need to move it to the back burner. I'm not making a decision on something I could delegate, and I'm not making a decision on something that's just a convenience. I'm adding more to my plate. Okay, yes, okay, Ro. I'm glad this is helping, Ro, right? So with that being said, one of the things that I personally do, well, thank you, my darling. Listen, okay. I told my husband from Liberia, I told him I'm African now. Okay. No pun intended, guys. I just told him I'm being African today. But what, you're from Liberia? Or you're saying me too to the head wrap. But what I'm helping you to appreciate is pick a priority, a task. Thank you, C. Marie. Pick a priority in a task, stick to it, and keep in mind we have to train our brains. We have to continually train our brains. Okay, thank you, Ro. As we're training our brains, what is it doing? Helping us to be disciplined. It helps us to be disciplined. Don't worry. This does not mean that we're going to be disciplined in every single area of our life, but what we can do is make a concerted effort to get disciplined, especially about decisions. If you're an overthinker, that means quite often you may procrastinate. If you procrastinate, that means you may avoid it. If you avoid it, that means that you push it to the side, but there is a reason why. Yes, we have to continually train. So I continually do the same thing. I brain dump in the evening before I go to sleep. Listen, okay, I'm done. I'm done with that. If I didn't do it today, it's not going to get done today. That's it. At a certain time, it's not going to get done. And so because it's not going to get done, I'm looking forward to my next day. So I've written out exactly what needs to happen to the next day. You just read my whole card. Okay. Okay, Ro, right? So guys, pick a priority that day. So here's a task for you. Pick your 2 or 3 priorities today that you're going to focus on, and that's it. Don't over clutter your brain. Stop overthinking. Stop overthinking. If you overthink, it keeps you in that loop. We're trying to come out of the loop, guys. We're trying to come out of the loop, right? Okay, so this is going to tie in with practice. Remember now, practice. Why do we need to practice? Because practice builds confidence. It builds discipline. It builds motivation so that we can continue on. It builds your momentum to continue on. Okay? Most importantly, yes, come out of the loop, you got to practice it. You can't learn how to swim reading a book. You can't learn how to swim watching other people swim. You got to jump in the water and learn how to swim. Okay? Now, this is we got two more. Physical energy. Physical energy. Why is this so important? Summer, this is just what I needed. Summer, I'm glad this is what you needed. I'm glad we're touching on some points. Okay. Physical energy. Why is that so important? Ladies, listen. I don't know if I'm in perimenopause or menopause, but I'm going to tell you this right now. Sleep, proper food, the energy, what we put in ourselves, we want those things to be mainly whole foods. I am not a dietitian. I am just helping you to appreciate that I understand that eating properly, getting enough rest and enough hydration has done wonders. Because I am now in, I don't know if it's perimenopause or menopause, whatever. Because I'm now there, I understand the sleep issue. I understand the food challenges. I understand it. I am adamant on doing more whole foods than I am processed foods. Okay? I am adamant on more whole foods than processed foods. Why is that so important to me? Because if I have too much sugar, if I have too much processed foods, my body goes out of whack. I don't feel well. Yes, it is all tied together to help you to perform well. And Erica Essie knows that, guys. She's fantastic. This is my sister from another mister. She has lost over 170 pounds. She knows exactly what to do when it comes to food. I've just pinned her up there. Please go and follow her. She does really well, right? So when we talk about gut health, brain health, movement, exercise, sleep deprivation, processed foods, all of those things impact us. And what we need to know and understand is that if it's impacting us in a negative capacity, we will continue to go nuts. So with that being said, please, one small health change can completely adjust your life. And so it ties into your purpose. It ties into when you protect your physical and mental energy, you show up for the goal and you show up for the purpose of that goal. You show up. If I was based on processed foods, I would not show up every morning. I promise you. If I always had processed food, Shay, thank you so much, darling. How are you this morning? I would not show up every morning. The only days I don't show up is Saturday and Sunday. I need breaks too. I have to maintain my energy as well. So guys, hydrate first thing in the morning. Remember the challenge we had going on in January? When you wake up, don't touch your phone. Drink water. Drink 1 cup of water and have some movement. Guess what? That's what I do pretty much every morning. It changes your life. And as you do it, you become disciplined and you can begin to add more into that. So how does that work along with your purpose? Your purpose is your why. There's a reason why you're doing it. And if your why is not big enough, it's highly likely your discipline or your commitment or your determination will not be big enough either. You will not commit. So that is number 4, poor physical energy. Let's adjust that. So what can you commit to? One thing you can commit to get your energy up. One thing you can commit to, one health change you can commit to get your energy up, guys. Okay? And this is the last one, the busyness trap. The busyness, fake productivity versus real progress. What do I mean by fake productivity? Just because you're in motion does not mean you're in progress. Just because you're in motion does not mean you're in progress. What does that mean? I'm moving around. I'm doing this. I got this to do. But you haven't gotten anything done all day. You haven't gotten anything done. Or should I say we, because I can be a part of that as well. I'm getting a lemon water made tonight for tomorrow. Exactly. Thank you, Ashley. But let's not be busy, guys. Busy work. Just because you're in motion, it does not mean you're in progress. It just simply means that you're in motion. So how do we make progress? Well, we can go back to number 1. Remember, I said, train your mind to do something for 30 minutes. Train it to focus for 30 minutes. If you can train your mind to focus for 30 minutes, you can get something done within that time frame. And then you take a break for 10 minutes, then you go back to your 30 minutes. Okay. Why is that so important? Because in order for you to continue to thrive in 2025, thank you for the follow. In order for you to thrive in 2025, you have to know and understand what your energy drainers are, what your distractions are. And quite often we do not use discernment to understand that. What does discernment mean? Discernment means I'm looking at everything that's within my realm. I'm looking at these things and I'm looking at it from a perspective of, okay, 3, 6, 9 months down the line, how does this impact me? If I do this, what does it look like? How does it impact me, my family? Is it an inconvenience? Is it positive? Will it help me? Right? So guys, we have to have a differentiation, if you will, between discernment and distractions. If you're just busy, that's a distraction. It is fake productivity. It's fake productivity in disguise because you think you're progressing when you're not progressing. You don't have a process. And because you don't have a process, then you look busy, but you're really not. There's no productivity there. Okay? So with that being said, energy is not just about time. It's about what you allow in. It's about what you are distracted with. Let's just remember that energy is not all about time all the time. It's not. What are you allowing in that's distracting you? And as soon as you recognize and understand this is a distraction, I would highly recommend, it would behoove us to put it to the side. And as we put that to the side, we focus on what's necessary. Okay, guys? Now, don't forget today, February 28th, go to DanisSheldon.net, sign up for the newsletter. Today's March newsletter drops today. It's going to drop later on this afternoon. It literally is some gems in there. My hope is that you sign up. I will send out a reminder that it has dropped. When you sign up, you just create yourself an account. You go in and you're welcome, Ro. You actually will have the newsletter at your disposal. It isn't automatically sent out. It is a download from my website. Okay, so keep that in mind. DanisSheldon.net. Sign up, get your free newsletter. The class, quite a few of you have asked about the class for March. It starts March 17th. It starts March 17th on that Monday. Yes, it is Freedom Friday. So with that being said, thank you all so much. I hope you enjoy Freedom Friday. Keep up the good work. Keep your discipline up. Be practical. Be practical, guys. All right. So have a good one. Oh, Heather, thank you so much. I'm grateful for you guys too. Let me give you guys a cheer. All right, guys. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.